Radio Rahim with Chris Eubank Jr. Last time I talked to you, obviously we were getting ready for a much different kind of fight, and you had a much different attitude. I see you in here dancing. You seem like your brow is unruffled. The attitude that you enter this fight with, is it different than what you had prepared for CONOR BENN?
Well, there's no crazy weight cuts for this fight, so I'm feeling a lot better in terms of my energy. It's also a fight that I'm very confident I'm going to win. I don't see any dangers from this guy. So I'm light, I'm happy.
The first fight was billed as a rivalry between families, but it was really your fathers who were the rivalry. By my estimation, it was a bit of a mismatch. This is still two fighting families, but maybe a time to set your own rivalry. Can you imagine that Liam Smith might be a rivalry opponent for you if Saturday night is a rough start?
Of course we're rivals. Of course it's a rivalry. Yes, we've got two of the biggest names in British boxing going head to head. It's a great fight. It's a legitimate fight. It's a fight that I think is going to be savage and barbaric while it lasts, and I'm looking forward to it.
Is there any personal motivation with Liam himself or even the Smith family and the Eubank name?
I wouldn't go that far. He hasn't made it too personal yet. He said a few things which, I may have not been happy with, but that's what happens in a fight build-up, People talk shit. As it stands, it's not really too personal. It is more of a business. It is more of a rivalry. It is more of two big names coming together and putting it all on the line. That may change. We've still got a few more days to go. But as of right now, I respect the guy, and we're going to go in there and we're going to fight.
You describe yourself as the villain. In the fans' regard, they don't hate you, but they are amused by the way you needle and jab at people. Is this something that is intentional? Do you accept being the villain as a goal of yours?
I don't call myself the villain. People try and put me in that category. They have done for a lot of my career, and I kind of leaned into it at times. You can't do anything but when you're getting booed into arenas. You have to use the energy somehow. It's either going to be in a negative way or a positive way. I made it work for me. I became comfortable with being the bad guy. Does that mean I want that? Do I want to be the bad guy? Do I want to have people booing me? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that that's what I had to deal with, and we can't all get what we want. Am I still the bad guy after what happened with CONOR BENN? I don't know. We'll find out if we get booed or cheered into this fight here in Manchester in a couple of days. I'm still the same guy. I haven't changed as a person or as a human being. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I harken back to maybe some 5 years ago or so when you were on the cusp of a Triple G fight. And I think the villain kind of prima donna characterization of you was put forward by Eddie Hearn, and you couldn't make that deal. It seems like we're on the cusp of probably another Triple G face down if this fight goes the way you hope it is Saturday night. Are you a different guy now than you were then?
Yes, I am a different guy. I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I know the game more now. I tried to make that fight happen. Eddie gave it to Kell Brook, which is another name that I want to get my revenge on at some point. That's a great fight with Triple G, and that's the fight we're going to try and push for in the summer.
And lastly, if you get this fight after Liam Smith and are successful, do you believe that this is a better Chris Eubank and a better time maybe than what you had hoped for originally? Like, is this the better time to fight Triple G? And talk to me about this 23 agenda of yours. Is Kell Brook still on that hit list?
Kell Brook's on the hit list. CONOR Benn's on the hit list. Billy Joe Saunders is on the hit list. All the middleweight world champions are on the hit list. I'm 33 years old. I don't see a decline. I don't feel a decline.
Will that Triple G fight mean more to you now than it did then? And are you a better fighter now?
I don't know. I don't know if it would mean more. It's a huge fight then, and it was a huge fight now. I'm a bigger name now, so I guess it's a better fight in that sense. But he has the belts. I want the belts, and there's nobody else on the planet that fight fans want to see fight more than me. That's the fight. And that's the money fight for him too. He can't make any more money. There's no one else he can make more money against, except for Canelo, and no one wants to see that fight happen again.
And very last, Liam has faced Canelo. We know he got stopped. Do you need to do better than what Canelo did to make a statement to get this Triple G fight set up?
Absolutely. We need to go out there. We need to, be dominant. We need to let these guys know we're not playing. 2023, we're coming for all the smoke.
Thank you for the time. I always appreciate talking to you. Radio Rahim with Chris Eubank Jr.